everyone, my name is Lirella and welcome to my channel. So today is the much anticipated Q&A. I'm quite excited for this. It's gonna be a long video, so please be prepared. I apologize, however, I want to answer all your questions, so thank you for sending them through. So let's get started. I'm gonna go with 3 questions which I feel I can answer in one go. So, what got you into music? When did you realize you can sing? And what was your first solo singing performance? So, to these questions, I'd say that I've been singing from a really young age, very young, probably 4 or 5, I don't know. But I would sing in church, I would sing to the flowers, I would line up the cups and form a choir. So I've been singing from a young age. I don't know if I realized I was singing, but people motivated me to carry on and I enjoyed it. So yes, that's my singing experience. Have you ever been in love? Yes, I have. What is your favorite memory of school? I was in high school and it was the grade 12 award ceremony. And they were talking about this really cool new award about perseverance in the past 5 years. And I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. Reading out the requirements, I thought, wow, this is nice. Then they said Kirsten Maise. I was like, come again? I was shooketh. But it was wonderful to be acknowledged for everything I had accomplished in all spheres of life and the school. So yeah, that was a great memory. Where does the courage to make videos come from? Guys, I don't know. I just love talking. I don't know. Maybe from God. I can do all things to Christ who strengthens me. Why did you change your name, your stage name, to Lirella? It's beautiful, but is it different? But is Kirsten different from Lirella? They do not make me 2 different people as such, but I use it as my stage name because most people cannot spell and pronounce Kirsten Maise. Now my second name is Lerato, how you want to pronounce it, and I wanted to use that, but I don't use Sotho as a way of singing or conversing with people in public space or anything as such. So I didn't want to confuse people with my name. However, I still wanted to play on that name. So I used a name generator to find Lirella, and I'm very happy with it. Yeah, so hopefully you'll see Lirella on stage on album covers and things like that. I'll be very excited for that. Yeah. Congrats on your graduation. Thank you so much. I graduated with a BA in psychology and drama. Then plans for the future. I'm currently doing my honors in drama therapy. I'm going to hopefully do masters in drama therapy, and then go and do my internship, of course, be a missionary overseas, volunteer, do that. And I'm also working on TV presenting and my own songs which I write, so I hope to release some albums. So those are my plans. Who's your greatest inspiration? I definitely say my grandpa. He was full of love, full of jokes. He, just always grounded everything on the Bible, on God, and even in his old age, he reached out to people and tried to just show them the love of God. And, what more could you ask for? I loved him dearly and love him. What is your ideal place to live and why? I would say Canada, because I feel like it's ahead of the times. It's a cool place, it's away from home, but it's not America. Then here I would say Cape Town, because it's got a cool vibe like Durban, but it's a bit more fast paced, has more opportunities, and yeah, I'd love to be away from home. Then pastel colors or bright colors? Pastel colors. What advice would you give to aspiring graduates with mental health issues? Firstly, please do not put your academics over your health. Your health is very, very important. And often we make that mistake. For example, you find that you do damage control. And a lot of the time, you'll find people towards exam freaking out, not only because of the stress, but because you haven't been coping thus far, and now you're dealing with a bigger stressor and it's too overwhelming. So along the way, firstly, there are places in the university, there are structures that offer you support. So please reach out to those. They are free. So please do that. Talk to your lecturers if you feel overwhelmed. Don't use it as an excuse as such, but you know yourself. Be honest with your lecturers. Say, I'm really not coping with certain things. Also, as I said, put your health first. So if you need medical assistance, please go and receive it. Don't be ashamed. That does not make you weak. And try to gym, make time make space. You can make time. Please make time for yourself in the day, for little things where you can maybe exercise, whatever makes you happy. Make time in the day to do that. And just remember to be gentle with yourself because you're doing the best that you can. Then also on mental health, what advice would you give to people that have recently been diagnosed with mental illnesses? Firstly, you are not your illness. Often what we say is, I am depressed, I am anxious. However, we should be saying, I am feeling depressed, I am feeling anxious, because it does not define you. So that's the first thing I'd like to say. We often struggle with that aspect of ourselves, which could actually make us unique, make us different, because you would have to now deal with extra stresses, overcome more. But that brings about a tenacity, a new drive when bigger stresses come. Not bigger, but other stresses in life come. You now have the strength within you to overcome. And also, please reach out to people like myself who have been struggling for a while and have been diagnosed for a long while and can tell you personal experience of what we did in those stages, what we went through, what our thought processes are, things like that. Reach out to, your psychologist or your psychiatrist. And also, please, if you are spiritual in any way, look to God. People think that it's taboo, in the faith. It's because you have a lack of faith. No, you should actually be on your knees saying, Lord, I need you in this time. It is just like a physical illness. You should not be ashamed of what you are going through. You should speak up, okay? It is not your fault. So speak to God, not to say, take this away from me, but to say, help me through it, because He definitely will. Once again, with mental illness, what works best for you in moments when you're feeling down? Firstly, coloring in. It really helps me because I shake a lot. So it helps me to focus on one thing and focus that energy, not, all those bad doubts and fears. Light a scented candle, get some essential oils, make some hot chocolate or any hot beverage. Once again, exercise if you can, listen to some music, but also be very specific about the music because some music can be triggering. Not everyone needs relaxation music. It does not work for everyone. So in a time that you're feeling okay, listen to different types of music and find how that music makes you feel and jot that down, and then use that appropriately. So those are just a few things that I use in moments when I'm feeling down. Also journaling and call a friend. Call a friend, guys. That's what we're here for. We all need somebody to lean on. So yes, that's a few things that I like to say. And then thank you. This is just a message. Thank you for motivating me through your covers and messages behind the music. Have you always had the need to inspire people? I don't know. I think it came as I grew older. Probably not when I was a young child, but as I grew older, I did. And the reason why is an answer to another question is, do you have a testimony? Which I do, and that is why I have a need to inspire people, because I have a testimony. Growing up, I was quite sickly. I was always in pain. I was throwing up and just not happy. I was happy, but very sick. And then I was diagnosed with scoliosis and kyphosis, which means my spine was curved. I had to wear a Boston brace. I felt very ugly and ugly in this whole thing that I had to wear every single day. Then I had an operation to put rods and screws in my back in 2012. I was still very young, about 13 years old. It was okay, then the screws started coming out. I had a second operation. They hit a nerve with the screw. I had a third operation. I was now paralyzed. This really just hit me really badly. I ended up with blood clots in my lungs and my heart. I almost died, of course. Blood clots, guys. I should have died. But God said, your time is not up, sis. And this happened twice. And I pushed through it. They said I'd be paralyzed for life, but look at me now. So it's just the goodness of God. And also I struggled with my mental illnesses to the point where I was self-harming and trying to commit suicide a couple of times, and it should have worked because of what I tried. But God said, your story isn't over yet. And that's what I would like to say to you too. Your story is not over yet. And even afterwards, I would still struggle. I was in and out of hospital all the time. And people said some very mean things, you know. And still, I felt like I need to speak about what I've been through. I need to be open about what I've been through, because others can attest to this type of thing. And that is why I use my testimony as much as I can. And there's so many different aspects, obviously, that I wouldn't like to share because it's sensitive information. But there are aspects of my life that, you know, were like, but I'm very grateful to God for all that He's done for me. Yeah. And then, what is your favorite book of the Bible and why? Whilst we're talking about the goodness of God, I would say Psalms, because it has so many different aspects. You have depression, anxiety, anger, disappointment, loneliness, happiness, joy, praise, so many things in one, showing you that, you know, we worship a God that does not expect you to just be in one state all the time. He accepts you as you are. It says that David was a man after God's own heart, even though he went at God and rebuked him so many times. And it shows me that God will be there with outstretched arms, no matter what state I am in. So there's always something new you can learn from it. So I really love this book. Then, if there's anything you could have told your younger self to do more often, what would it be? To be like more adventurous, I would say. Because obviously after my operations, I couldn't do things because of my spine. And I wish I could have done it. So definitely be more adventurous. Don't be so scared. Which emoji best describes you? I will insert it here. What is your earliest childhood memory? I wouldn't say earliest, but we were on the farm where my grandparents stayed, and my cousin was driving like this caravan car thingy, minivan thing. Oh my word, there were no seats, guys, no seats. I was standing, there was mud, she was driving, it was just, no. Okay, moving on swiftly. What subjects did you take in matric and how did you manage to stay calm? I took Maths Core, Afrikaans, English, Life Orientation, Life Science, History, and Drama. I used just every sphere of life, I guess. I was involved in the church, I was involved in the cultural aspect, in leadership, in obviously academic stuff, but everything that I possibly could to keep myself busy, you know? And I found that for me, it really just kept me grounded, and I knew that I had very little time to procrastinate because of that. If you feel overwhelmed and you're not getting A's, doesn't mean that you won't get accepted into university and will have a dull future. No. Okay, firstly, what I'm going to say is be realistic, sis. Firstly, your points needs to correspond with what you're trying to, like apply for. Also, your subjects need to correspond. So you need to be very careful about which subjects you choose, because you can't now say, I want to go and do medicine, but not do Maths Core and physical science. It does not make sense. So do your research, make sure you know what you're doing. But also, if you're not getting the A's that you require, then also think of other options. University might not be the answer for you, and that is okay. That does not mean that you are less smart than everyone else. No, it just means that you have the courage to take ownership of your own future, and that is the most important. Look for other aspects or other avenues which you can go into, like design, different colleges, being an entrepreneur, because we have such little job opportunities in South Africa. So it does not mean you will have a dull future. This doesn't mean and does not excuse you from being lazy. But please know there are other opportunities. Then another message here. When are you going to start collabs? Very soon, probably in the next two videos, maybe I'd say. Yeah, for sure. I'll start doing it then. and you'll be happy. You'll be happy. I'll be happy. The whole world will be happy. Woo! Then, as a young person having to deal with uni and studying, how do you juggle having a YouTube channel? Can it be stressful, and would you recommend it? So firstly, I'd say that I don't find it stressful. The reason being, as you can see, I'm not very consistent. That's because I don't want to cause extra stress. Also, I'm very intentional about what I put on my channel. It must have a message, it must have a meaning. So, it's how you choose to handle it. Don't cause stress for yourself. I would definitely recommend it because we want to see your beautiful faces here. We want to hear your messages. We all have something to say. So I would definitely recommend it. It can be difficult to juggle, but it's possible. It also just teaches you skills on how to juggle life and the different things that you're gonna always have to juggle with in life going forward. So yeah, I think those are actually all of the questions. Yes. Thank you so much for watching this video, as long as it was. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel. Do all the things that need to be done. I will see you soon. Bye.